Welcome back. So today we'll be talking about MFA conditional access and Azure Active Directory Identity Protection. So in this video we are going to, let me show you the architecture. So this is the architecture that we're going to create. So initially we'll be creating a virtual machine using the ARMs, which will be inside these particular resources, and the second task would be where we'll be creating a tenant named Aditum Lab 500, and we'll be adding the premium P2 trial to this particular tenant, and then we'll be adding 3 different users named user 1, user 2 and user 3, and this will be our account. And for the user 1 we'll be adding the global administrator, and for which we'll be adding MFA. So we'll go ahead and see how it works. So let's go ahead and start lab 4, which is a part of AZ500. So the initial task that we're going to perform is we're going to deploy the virtual machine. So first we have to go to the virtual machines, and here you can just type ARM, and here you can see you have to deploy a custom template. So click that. So here you have different options. So build your own template in the editor, so click that. So here you have a schema for that. You can add you can load the file from the GitHub. So when you click this, so you can see we have 2 different files here. The one is Azure deploy, another is Azure deploy parameters. So for the first one you can just click Azure deploy, and you can see the resource related to that and the JSON file. So once it is done, you can go to the parameters. So once it is done, just save it. So these are the options related to that, still loading. However, you can just edit the parameters, and you can load the parameters file, which is the second one. So you can see the username is student and the relevant password to that. So just click save. So you can see everything is being filled, and make sure that the region is United States. So it's been loading. Okay, so subscription. So this is the tenant that I have created. So actually I have already done the lab, so I'm just showing you how to create it. So this is actually the tenant one. So basically you have to switch your default directory to your tenant. So I'm using the tenant right now, current, you can see it. So I switched it, so that is the reason I couldn't subscription. But however, this is how you have to do it, and you just need to review and create it, so it will be done for you. So there will be a second. So this one will be created for you. So this access one will be created for you, and once it is done, we have to move to the task 1, in which we have to create the tenant. So in the tenant, let me go back. So go to the Azure Active Directory, and here you can see manage tenants. So you can see we have 2, in which this one is the current the default one. So initially it will be the default one, so you just need to change it to this one. So let me show you how I have created it. So you need to just create, and you have to use the Azure Active Directory. So basically Azure Active Directory, if you talk about B2C, it's a separate service from the Azure Active Directory. So it's built on the same technology as the Azure Active Directory, but the different purpose. So it allows the business to build customers facing applications, and then allow anyone to sign up into these applications with no restrictions on the user accounts. So right now we are using Azure Active Directory. So if you go to the configurations, you have to add the organization's name, in which the organization name will be this one, and it just need to be unique. So in the previous one, actually I have added this one. So you can see it's already used, so I'll keep it as A. So now we can see it's done, and make sure it's in United States, and let's go ahead and review and create. So this will be done for you. So this is the one that I have created. So this is the one that have been created, and once it is done, you have to activate the Azure Active Directory Premium P2 trial. That is the task 2 according to the architecture that we have seen. So the second task is to add this P2 trial version. So for that, we have to switch the directories, which we have done here. So we have to switch the directories. So once it is done, we have to go to the licenses, which is here, and you can see all products. Click that, and here you have to click try and buy. So when you click that, you'll be having two different options: enterprise mobility and Azure Active Directory Premium P2. So for this, you have to click active, which I have done already. So once you click active, it will be done. So this has been already been created. So once this is created, the task 3. So if we talk about task 3, we have to create the users, which is Azure Active Directory user 1, user 2 and user 3. This will be our user account. So even you need to make sure that this is in US region. So let me click this and let me add the users. So if you go back here under the manage, you can see the users. So if you click the user, I have already created these users, but let me show you how I have done that. So you just need to click new user, and you have two different options here. I have already talked about this in the previous videos. Please do check out if you want to know more about that. So coming to this, you have to create the user using just create, and you can see the user is already been directory. So I'll just keep one more, and this will be the user name, and it will be auto generator. So you can just see, and you can just copy and paste it so that it will be useful whenever you log into it. So right now I'm not adding to any group here. If you want to add it, add the person to specific group, you can do that to do some specific tasks, but right now I'm not doing it. Coming to the roles, you can see according to the architecture, we have to give him the global administrator role. So just click the roles and type global. You can see there is a global administrator, so click that. So you have to give a global administrator role to him, and coming to the settings, usage location, you have to give United States, which is this. So once it is done, you have to just create it. So it will be done for you. Similarly, you have to create 2 and 3, but in this case it should be just a user. You have to not assign anything. So once you're done with 3 users, the next thing is you have to assign it to the the premium P2 licenses. So when you go back here, so we have created the users, you can see. Now once the users are created, we have to assign it to the premium P2 that we have activated before. So for that, you have to go to the same this one, and you can go to the licenses, and here you can go to the all products. So whenever you click activate, it will be activated here, and when you click this, you'll be seeing an icon where it says plus assign. So you have to click assign, and there is a column here called assign users and groups. So here you just need to select it, and you have to add the users accordingly. So in this case, we have added 3 different users, which is user 1, user 2 and user 3. And once you have assigned to it, you just need to review and assign. So it will be done for you. The next thing is you have to configure the multi-factor authentication. So for this tenant, so just go back. So if you click this licensed user, you can see these are 3 different users which are in this directory. So now let's go back, and here you can see now we have to configure the multi-factor authentication settings, in which we have to go to the security. since MFA is a part of security. So when you click the security, you can see if you want to learn anything more about it, you can click the links below, and under the manage you can see there is MFA. So you have to click MFA, and here you can see under configurations you have additional cloud-based multi-factor authentication. So you have to click this. To learn more about, you can click other links as well, but in this case I'm following the documentation of Microsoft, so I'm just clicking this one. So you can see for the multi-factor authentication you can add the trusted IPs which doesn't require MFAs and stuff, and you can see the available methods, in which the one is text message to the phone and notification to the mobile app, and verification code from the phone app. So this is what you can do, and you just need to verify it, and you just need to click save. So it has been updated successfully, and you can also see here there is a column called users. So this is basically the service settings. You can see the users, in which I have already been enforced. So initially it will be enabled. So for example, if I remove this and if I select this user, you can see there is an enable option. So you can enable the user, and basically there will be another option called enforced. So basically if we talk about difference between enabled and enforced, coming to enabled, the user has been enrolled in this multi-factor authentication but has not been completed the registration process. So they will be prompted to complete the registration process the next time they sign in. Whereas enforced, the user has been enrolled and has completed the multi-factor authentication process. So in this case, coming to the user one, I've already used it. So initially it was just enable. Right now it's enforced because I've already added some multi-factor authentication to them. So that is the reason it's enforced right now. So whenever you try to log in, it asks for multi-factor authentication. That may be a code through phone or some authentication apps or email. So you can also do it the bulk update if you want to, but in this case you have to just enable it. So you can also disable it from here. So this is what it is, and so you just need to click this user, and you have to enable it. So once it is enabled, you can so whenever you log into this particular user, there will be a setup process where you have to fill what type of authentication you want, whether you want to go with the phone or whether you want to go with the authentication app and so on. And you can also see the manage settings. You can see this, you can read about it. So if you require the selected users to provide contact methods again, or delete all the existing app passwords generated by the selected users, or restore multi-factor authentication on all the remembered devices. So you can do this if you want, but right now I'm not doing, as it's not in the document. So right now, once it's done, the next thing is you have to go back. You have to see, you can see here the fraud alert. Just click that and make sure this is on and it's 0 here, and click save. So once it's done, you can you just need to go to the manage, go back, go under manage. Where is manage? Under manage you can see properties, click that, and here you can see manage security defaults. You need to click that. So initially it was yes, but I just clicked it no. When you say no, there will be certain options. Let me show you. So now it's yes. So let me go back and click no. So you'll be having different options. Just select that you have conditional access. So just click that and save it. So once it is done, the next thing is you have to validate your multi-factor authentication, which I've done already, and let me show you how I've done that. So let me go to the incognito mode and open the portal.azure in this, let me select the user one. So if we go to the user one, I'm just copying user, and if I add it here next, and I'm adding the relevant password, sign in. So you can see my MFA has been activated, and I have to give the permission from my app. So I'm just opening my authenticator and just unlocking it. So I've got a message where it says that I have to approve the sign-in process. So I'm just approving it. So I'm giving permissions right now. So it has been approved, and you can see it has been completed. So just don't want to sign in. So you can see now it has been signed in. So this is how we can do it. So that is how you can activate your multi-factor authentication. So in this case, let me show you. Let me disable it. Let me try. So right now it's disabled. Let me go it and let me click enable multi-factor authentication, update successfully. If I go to replace, refresh, if I select it, you can see here options. Now you can disable it or you can enforce it. Right now it's not enforced, it was just enabled. So whenever you try to log in, there will be a further process for that. So let me show you that. So let me copy the same thing and let me go to the incognito mode and portal Azure, and here let me paste thing and just next. So coming to the password, it would be, and well, it has been doing it, but let me, okay, since I've already done that one, so it's not giving it. So let me, so I approved again. So no, it has been signed in. So let me go back to just show you how the process is. So coming to user one, let me delete the user and let me refresh. So if we talk about this particular user, let me, so the user has been not there, it's taking time to load. Yeah, it's been updated. So if I go and add the user again, so let me add the user. In this case, you just need to add new user and add defaults. So let me add, and I'm just copying the password here to my notepad. So I'm adding it. So now coming to the roles, he's the global administrator. So global administrator, select, it's done, and create the user. So once the user is done, so let me refresh. So the user is, okay, it's taking time. So once the user is created, you can assign it to the licenses. So let me go back. I think meanwhile the user will be created. So licenses, and if we talk about all products, this one, there are right now 2 users. Let me assign the user here, add, and you can see there is a new user which has been created. So I'm just adding him. So select and review and assign him. Oh, it's not assigned. Okay, so the reason why I got error is because he's not there in the region which these are operating. So let me go back, let me select user 1. So let me edit, let me check. You can see settings, the location should be United States. Let me add, let me save it, let me go back, and let me go back to the licenses where it is. There you go. And all products, premium. Now you have 2 users. Let me assign. Hopefully now there should be no error. Okay, review and assign. You can see now it has been assigned. So we have 3 users. Let me refresh. There you go, we have 3 users here. So now we have 3 users. So we have add multi-factor authentication to this guy. So for enabling the multi-factor authentication, you have to go back here, security, MFA, additional. So these are just the same tabs. So if we talk about users, so if I select the user 1, you can see everyone is disabled. So I'm just clicking enable here, enable multi-factor authentication. So it has been enabled. So now if I try to sign in with this particular user, let me copy the email of the user where he is. There you go. So I'm just copying it. So adding the user ID. So the password which has been auto generated, I'm just copying it and I'm pasting the password. Sign in. You can see now the more information is required, so you have to go next, and let's wait for some time. So I just wanted to show you how the process is. So I'm showing it. So you can see we have got a few options here. So you can start with getting the app, or if you want to select a different method, you can use the different method. And here you'll be showing which option you want, whether you want to go with the Authenticator app or whether you want to go with the phone. So in this case, let me select the Authenticator app and confirm it. So let me open my Authenticator app. So now it's done. Let me go back, set account, back, next. So here, so I'm just opening my app. So you just need to scan the QR code. So once you scan it, let me scan this one. So I'm just scanning it. Not sure why it's not scanning. Let me go back. Let me use the scan QR code. Okay, let me show. So you can add this as well. So not sure why it's not scanning right now. Let me scan it again. Or let me enter it manually. So it will take time for me to enter manually. So however, once you scan it, every time you'll be getting a code, so you have to enter that. So if I go next, it will not show because it's not scanned. So let me go back. Let me add the account name, Azure, and let me add the code 64. Go back again. Let me scan once again. There you go. I think now it's been activated. Cool. I think now it's done. So let me go next. So it's now asking me to approve the sign in because I've already scanned the QR code. I'm clicking approve. I'm doing my facial recognition, and you can see now it's done since I've approved from my phone. And you have to click next, and if you want you can give your number, but in this case I just want to use some other method, so let me check here. So I have an email option as well, so confirm it. So I have to just give my email ID. So in this case I'll just give my and this is my email ID 60204 @gmail.com. Next, now we have to enter the code, so I'm waiting for that. So well, I think I got this one. Let me add the code. 7972. This is the code. So you can see the account has been successfully registered, and click done. So whenever you try to log in the next time, it will ask for the code that is there in this Authenticator app. So you can click your current password, and you can create your new password, and you can just click sign in. So let me show you that. So since I copied my password here, I'm pasting my password, and I'm trying to give new password. Done. So you can see it's done. So I'm not saving my password. So this is how you can log into it. So in the next video I'll be showing you about the conditional access as well as identity protection. So for this video I think this is the last one. So hope you guys have understood the concept of multi-factor authentication and how to do that. And the next task, so we'll be doing this one and this one we'll be doing in the next lab. So hope you guys have understood the concept of MFA. If you like the video, please click the like button below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys.